The emergency alarm screamed through Station 09. Red lights flashed in every corridor. Commander ZYX jumped from his chair. His 3 eyes went wide with fear. Something terrible had happened. Run to Sector 7 now. The containment cell is broken. Vexmer has escaped. The words came through his communicator. Commander ZYX felt his blood turn cold. Vexmer, the most dangerous predator in the entire galaxy. The creature that killed 40 trained soldiers in just 10 minutes. The beast they captured after destroying 3 military ships. And now it was loose on the station. Get all security teams ready. Lock down every section. Find that creature before it kills everyone. Commander ZYX ran through the metal hallways. His boots made loud sounds on the floor. Behind him, 20 armed guards followed. They carried plasma rifles and shock weapons. Their hands were shaking. Every guard knew what Vexmer could do. They reached Sector 7. The containment cell door was ripped apart. Thick metal bars were bent like soft paper. Deep claw marks covered the walls. Dark blood was splattered on the floor. The guards aimed their weapons into the darkness. Where did it go? Commander ZYX studied the ground. He saw footprints. Large prints with razor-sharp claws. The tracks led away from the cell. They followed a path through corridors. The trail went deeper into the station. Follow those tracks. Stay together. If you see Vexmer, do not hesitate. Shoot to kill. The team moved slowly. Every shadow looked dangerous. Every sound made them jump. They walked for 15 minutes. The footprints led them to a different section. The human crew quarters. Oh no, the humans. Commander ZYX felt panic rising in his chest. There were 50 humans living on this station. They were the newest members. They came from Earth just 2 months ago. Humans were strange. They were soft. They had no claws, no armor, no natural weapons. If Vexmer reached them, it would be a massacre. Move faster. We need to save the humans. The guards ran now. They turned a corner. The footprints stopped at one door. Room 347. Sarah Chen's quarters. The door had scratch marks on it, but it was not broken. It was closed. Prepare to breach. There will be blood inside. Vexmer probably killed her already. 2 guards stepped forward. They placed a device on the door. The lock clicked open. The door slid sideways with a soft sound. The guards raised their weapons. Commander ZYX held his breath. He expected to see a horrible scene. But what they saw made everyone freeze. Vexmer was there, the massive predator, 2 meters tall, covered in black scales, teeth like knives, claws that could cut through steel. The monster that gave the entire galaxy nightmares. But Vexmer was not killing anyone. The creature was curled up on the bed. Its huge body was relaxed. Its eyes were closed. Its breathing was slow and peaceful. And wrapped around Vexmer was a human woman. Sarah Chun. She was sleeping. Her head rested on the predator's chest. Her arm was draped over its massive body. She was smiling in her sleep. And the most impossible thing, Vexmer was purring, making soft, happy sounds like a small Earth cat. Commander ZYX's mouth fell open. His brain could not process what he was seeing. Around him, every guard stood frozen, weapons pointed at nothing, eyes wide with shock. What is happening here? His whisper broke the silence. Sarah's eyes opened slowly. She saw a 20-armed alien staring at her. She yawned and stretched her arms. Oh, good morning, Commander. Is something wrong? Her voice was calm. Normal. Like this was just another day. Like she was not sleeping with the galaxy's most feared killing machine. Behind her, Vexmer's eyes opened. The creature saw the armed guards, saw the weapons pointing at its human friend. A deep growl started in its throat. The purring stopped. Vexmer's body tensed, ready to attack, ready to protect. But then Sarah's hand moved. She gently touched Vexmer's head, scratched behind its ear ridges, whispered something soft. It is okay. They are friends. No one will hurt you. And just like that, Vexmer relaxed again. The growl faded. The creature pushed its massive head into Sarah's hand, wanting more scratches, acting like a pet. Commander ZYX felt his world turning upside down. This was impossible. Completely impossible. In 300 years, no one had ever touched Vexmer without dying. Scientists tried for decades to calm the creature. They failed every time. Special trainers from 12 different planets tried. All failed. But this human, this soft, weak human from Earth, she was cuddling with a monster, and the monster loved it. How? How is this possible? Sarah sat up in bed. Vexmer's had stayed in her lap. She kept petting the creature while she talked. Oh, Vexmer came to my room last night. Poor thing was scared and hurt. I gave it some food, cleaned its wounds. We just talked for a while, and then fell asleep together. She spoke like this was normal, like befriending a galaxy-class predator was easy. Commander ZYX could not find words. His mind was blank. This changed everything. Everything they knew about predators, about humans, about the universe itself. What secrets were humans hiding? Commander ZYX stared at Sarah and Vexmer. His 3 eyes blinked rapidly. His brain refused to accept what he was seeing. 20 guards stood behind him. Their weapons still pointed forward, but their hands were shaking now, not from fear of Vexmer, from confusion. You gave it food. You cleaned its wounds. You talked to it. Commander ZYX repeated Sarah's words slowly. Each word sounded crazy in his mouth. Vexmer was not something you talked to. It was something you ran from, something you locked in the strongest cage possible, something you shot before it killed you. Sarah nodded happily. She continued scratching Vexmer behind its ear ridges. The massive predator made soft rumbling sounds. Its eyes were half closed. It looked completely relaxed, completely happy. Yes, Commander. Vexmer was bleeding when it came here. Look at this wound on its side. Someone shot it with an electric weapon. The burn went deep. It must have hurt so much. Sarah gently touched a patch of damaged scales on Vexmer's body. The creature flinched slightly, but it did not attack. It did not even growl. It just looked at Sarah with something strange in its eyes, something that looked like trust. So you treated our most dangerous prisoner, the creature that killed 40 of our best soldiers, the beast we spent 5 years trying to capture, and you just decided to help it. Commander ZYX's voice rose with each sentence. His skin was turning a dark purple color, a sign of stress in his species. One of the guard behind him spoke up nervously. Commander, we should separate them now, before the creature turns violent again. We can stun the human and cage Vexmer before it attacks. The guard raised a shock rifle, aimed it at Sarah. His finger moved toward the trigger. But before he could fire, something happened. Something that made every alien's blood freeze. Vexmer moved faster than eyes could follow. 1 second the creature was lying peacefully. The next second it was standing. Its body blocked Sarah completely. Its mouth opened wide. Rows of razor teeth gleamed under the lights. A roar exploded from its throat. So loud the walls vibrated. So terrifying 3 guards dropped their weapons. The message was clear. Touch the human and die. Every guard stepped backward. Commander ZYX raised his hand quickly. Stop. Lower your weapons. All of you. The guards obeyed immediately. Weapons pointed at the floor now. Vexmer watched them carefully. The creature's muscles stayed tense, ready to fight, ready to kill anyone who threatened Sarah. Then Sarah stood up. She walked around Vexmer, stood between the predator and the aliens, placed both hands on her hips. Her face showed anger now. You were going to shoot me, in my own room, while I was sitting on my bed. That is not okay, Commander. Her voice was sharp, fierce. She was not afraid, not of the guards, not of their weapons, not even of making the commander angry. Behind her, Vexmer calmed down slightly, but its eyes never left the guards. I apologize, human Sarah, but you must understand. Vexmer is extremely dangerous. It has killed so many. We cannot let it roam free. We cannot risk more deaths. Commander ZYX tried to sound reasonable, tried to make Sarah understand, but she shook her head firmly. Dangerous. You call Vexmer dangerous, but who shot it with electric weapons, who kept it in a tiny cage for years, who never gave it proper food or medicine, who treated it like a monster instead of a living being. Sarah's words hit hard. Commander ZYX felt uncomfortable. She was right. They had treated Vexmer terribly. But they had reasons. Good reasons. It killed our people, Sarah. 40 soldiers died. We had no choice but to contain it with force. Sarah crossed her arms. Her eyes met the commander's eyes. She did not look away. And why did Vexmer kill them, Commander? Did it attack for no reason? Or did your soldiers try to capture it? Try to hurt it? Try to chain it? Silence filled the room. Commander ZYX thought back. Remember the day they found Vexmer? The creature was on a destroyed planet. Alone. Injured. They approached with weapons. They shot first. They always shot first. We thought it would attack us. We acted in self-defense. You acted in fear. There's a difference, Commander. Sarah's words were soft now. Not angry anymore. Just sad. She turned and walked back to Vexmer. The creature lowered its head. Sarah wrapped her arms around its massive neck. Hugged it gently. Every creature wants the same thing, Commander. Safety. Kindness. A chance to live without pain. Vexmer did not come to my room to kill me. It came because it was hurt. Because it was scared. Because maybe somehow it knew I would help instead of hurt. Commander ZYX watched the human and the predator. Watched how Vexmer's eyes closed. How its body relaxed in Sarah's embrace. How the monster became gentle. His communicator suddenly buzzed. An urgent message appeared. His face went pale. Commander, emergency in Sector 12. 5 more containment cells have failed. The prisoners are loose. All of them are heading toward the human quarters. The guard's voice trembled through the speaker. Commander ZYX felt his heart sink. 5 more predators. Different species. All extremely dangerous. All moving toward the humans. Lock down all corridors. Evacuate the human section immediately. Prepare lethal force teams. Commander ZYX started giving orders rapidly. But Sarah's voice cut through the chaos. Wait, let me help. Everyone turned to look at her. Commander ZYX thought she was joking. Help. Human Sarah, you are not a soldier. You have no weapons. No training. These creatures will tear you apart. Sarah smiled. A strange, confident smile. She patted Vexmer's head one more time, then stepped toward the commander. I do not need weapons, Commander. I do not need training. Just let me try my way first. Give me 30 minutes. If I fail, then you can use your guns. This is insane. I cannot allow this. But before Commander ZYX could stop her, Sarah walked past him. Walked right out of the room. Vexmer followed close behind her, moving like her shadow, like her guardian. The guards jumped aside, made a path for them. Commander ZYX had 2 choices. Shoot them both, or follow and watch what happened. Against all his training, against all logic, he chose to follow. All units, hold your fire. I repeat, hold your fire. We are trying something new. The commander and his guards followed Sarah through the corridors. She walked calmly, confidently, like she was going for a morning walk, not heading toward 5 deadly predators. Vexmer stayed right beside her. The creature's presence kept the guards at a distance. They reached Sector 12, heard growling ahead, heard the sound of claws scraping metal, heard terrified screams from aliens running away. Sarah stopped at a corner, took a deep breath. Here we go. She stepped around the corner, into full view of the escaped predators. Commander ZYX wanted to pull her back, wanted to save her, but something made him wait, made him watch. What he saw next would change everything he believed about humans, about predators, about the galaxy itself. The truth was about to come out. 5 predators stood in the corridor, each one from a different planet, each one deadly in its own way. The first was a thornback, covered in poisonous spikes, 3 meters tall. The second was a shadow claw, 6 legs, eyes that glowed red in darkness. The third was a steel jaw, teeth made of actual metal, bite force that could crush starship hull. The fourth was a razorwing, flying predator with blades for feathers. The fifth was a venom serpent, 12 meters long, acid dripping from its fangs. All 5 creatures were growling, hissing, looking for prey. looking for a way out, looking for revenge. Sarah stepped into their view. The predators stopped moving. Their eyes locked onto the small human. Fresh meat, easy target. The thornback roared first, started moving towards Sarah. Its heavy footsteps shook the floor. The other predators followed, circling, surrounding, preparing to attack. Commander ZYX watched from behind the corner. His hand gripped his weapon so tight his fingers hurt. Every instinct screamed at him to fire, to save the human. But he forced himself to wait, to trust her words. Just 30 minutes. Sarah did not run, did not scream, did not even move backward. She simply sat down, right there in the middle of the corridor, crossed her legs, placed her hands in her lap, and waited. The predators stopped, confused. Prey always ran, always fought, always showed fear. But this small creature just sat there, looking at them calmly. No weapons, no armor, just sitting. The thornback moved closer, sniffed the air, its poisonous spikes raised up, ready to strike. It opened its mouth. Rows of yellow teeth dripped with saliva. It was 5 meters away, then 4, then 3. Sarah reached into her jacket pocket. Every guard behind the corner tensed. Was she pulling a weapon? A bomb? Something to protect herself? No. She pulled out food, dried meat strips, the kind humans ate as snacks. She held one piece in her open palm, extended her arms slowly toward the thornback. Her movement was gentle, non-threatening, like offering food to a scared animal. The thornback stopped 1 meter away. Its small eyes focused on the meat, then on Sarah's face, then back to the meat. It sniffed again. The smell was good. The smell reminded it of something, of better times, before the cages, before the pain. Slowly the thornback lowered its head. Its spikes folded down against its body. It took one careful step forward, then another. Its massive jaws opened. For a moment, Commander ZYX thought it would bite Sarah's hand off, but the thornback gently took the meat, careful not to touch her skin. It chewed slowly. Its eyes never left Sarah's face. She smiled at it, a warm, honest smile. Good boy. You were just hungry, were you not? No one fed you properly. I am sorry about that. Sarah's voice was soft, kind. She reached into her pocket again, pulled out more meat. The thornback ate it eagerly. Then something incredible happened. The massive predator laid down, right there in front of Sarah, lowered its dangerous head onto her lap, like a pet, like it trusted her completely. Sarah began scratching its rough skin, finding the spots between the spikes. The thornback made a sound, a deep rumbling purr, a sound none of the guards had ever heard before, a sound of contentment, of happiness. The other 4 predators watched this, watched their fellow predator act so strange, act so tame. The shadow claw stepped forward next, moving on its 6 legs, cautious but curious. Sarah held out another piece of meat. The shadow claw took it. Then it too laid down beside her. One by one the predators came to Sarah. The steel jaw, the razor wing, even the massive venom serpent. Each one received food, received gentle touches, received kind words, and each one became calm, became peaceful, became something other than monsters. Behind the corner, Commander ZYX's weapon fell from his hand. It clattered on the floor, but he did not pick it up. He could not move, could not think, could not process what his eyes were seeing. A young guard whispered beside him, "How is she doing this? What kind of magic do humans possess?" Commander ZYX had no answer. In 300 years of space travel, in a lifetime of studying alien species, he had never seen anything like this. Predators that killed without mercy. Creatures they could only control with electric cages and sedative gas. All of them now lying peacefully around one small human. Sarah stood up slowly. The predators made disappointed sounds. They wanted her to stay. She patted each one gently. "I will be back. I promise. But first we need to get you all to better places. Places with soft beds, good food, medicine for your wounds. Would you like that?" The predators understood somehow. Maybe not her exact words, but they understood her meaning, her intentions. They stood up, followed her as she walked down the corridor, like trained pets, like loyal friends. Sarah turned the corner, saw Commander ZYX and all the guards, saw their shocked faces, their open mouths, their disbelieving eyes. She smiled at them. See, Commander, they are not monsters. They are just scared, just hurt, just lonely. Treat them with kindness, and they become kind. Commander ZYX's mouth moved, but no sound came out. Finally, he found his voice. How? How are humans doing this? We tried for years to calm these creatures. We used every technology, every method, every scientific approach. All failed, but you just sit down and they obey. You must tell me the secret. Sarah was about to answer, about to explain. But suddenly an old voice spoke from behind the guards. A voice that carried authority, carried knowledge, carried weight. I can tell you the secret, Commander. I have studied humans for 60 years. I know what they are capable of, and you will not believe it. Everyone turned. An old alien stepped forward. Dr. Kelver, the station's head scientist. His long gray skin wrinkled with age. His eyes cloudy but sharp. He walked with a cane. But his mind was still strong, still brilliant. Dr. Kelver looked at Sarah, then at the predators gathered around her, then at Vexmer standing guard beside her. He nodded slowly, like he expected this, like he knew this would happen. Come to the main briefing room. All of you, it is time I showed you the truth about Earth, about humans, about why they are the most dangerous species in the entire galaxy. Not because they are strong, but because of something far more powerful, something that can change the universe forever. Dr. Kelver turned and walked away, his cane tapping on the metal floor. Commander ZYX looked at Sarah. She shrugged. The predators stayed close to her, protective, loyal. The entire group moved toward the briefing room. Guards followed nervously. They kept distance from the predators. But the creatures showed no aggression. They just walked calmly, occasionally looking at Sarah, making sure she was still there, still safe. Inside the briefing room, Dr. Kelver stood before a massive screen. He pressed buttons on a control panel. Images appeared, ancient images, records from thousands of years ago, pictures of Earth. What you are about to learn will shock you, will challenge everything you know, but it will also explain why humans succeeded where we all failed. Dr. Kelver's fingers moved across the controls. The screen showed Earth's history, showed primitive humans, showed animals, showed something incredible. The secret is called the taming touch, and humans are the only species in the galaxy born with it. The screen showed a human child, playing with a massive wolf. The wolf's teeth were huge, its claws deadly, but it was gentle with the child, protective, loving. Every species in the galaxy evolved through combat, through dominance, through fear. We conquered our planets by being the strongest, the most aggressive, the most ruthless. But humans evolved differently. The images changed, showed humans with bears, with great cats, with birds of prey, with creatures that should have killed them, but did not, could not. Humans did not conquer Earth by being strongest. They conquered it by making friends, by turning enemies into allies, by seeing potential companions in every creature, even the dangerous ones, especially the dangerous ones. Commander ZYX watched the screen. His mind raced. This explained everything. Explained Sarah. Explained how she tamed Vexmer. How she calmed 5 predators in minutes. Dr. Kelver continued speaking. His voice grew stronger, more passionate. We thought humans were weak, soft, helpless. We were wrong. They are the most powerful species we have ever encountered, because they do not need weapons. They do not need armor. They have something better. They have the ability to turn any creature into family. The screen showed more images, showed human history, showed wolves becoming dogs, showed wildcats becoming house pets, showed horses, elephants, dolphins, even sharks, all living peacefully with humans. And now they are here, among the stars, among predators we cannot control, cannot understand, cannot live with, but humans can. Humans will, and that changes everything. Dr. Kelver turned off the screen, turned to face Commander ZYX directly. His old eyes burned with intensity. We have made terrible mistakes, Commander. We treated these creatures like prisoners, like weapons, like things. We tortured them, starved them, hurt them, and we wondered why they were violent, why they killed, why they hated us. Sarah stepped forward. Her voice joined Dr. Kelver's. You created the monsters you feared by treating them as monsters, but they were never monsters. They were just animals. Animals that needed care, needed love, needed a chance. The room fell silent. Every alien present understood now, understood the truth, understood their failure. But then the emergency alarm screamed again, louder than before. Red lights flashed frantically. A panicked voice burst through every speaker. Code black, code black. The Alpha has awakened. The Alpha is breaching containment. All personnel evacuate immediately. This is not a drill. The Alpha is loose. Commander ZYX's 3 eyes went wide with pure terror. His skin turned white. His legs almost gave out. Around him, every guard froze. Some started praying. Some started crying. Dr. Kelver dropped his cane. His old hand shook. No, not the Alpha. Anything but the Alpha. Sarah looked confused. She had never heard of the Alpha. What is the Alpha? Another predator. Commander ZYX turned to her. His face showed absolute fear. When he spoke, his voice trembled. The Alpha is not just another predator, Sarah. It is the apex predator of the entire galaxy. The one creature that even other predators fear. We found it on a dead world. A world it destroyed completely. Alone. By itself. It killed every living thing on that planet. Then it waited for someone to find it, so it could kill again. The alarm continued screaming. The voice on the speakers grew more desperate. The Alpha has entered the main station. It is heading toward populated areas. Estimated casualties, if not stopped. Everyone. Sarah felt her confidence waver for the first time. Felt doubt creep in. Could even she calm something like that? Something that destroyed an entire world. Vexmer pressed against her side. The other 5 predators moved closer, forming a protective circle. They sensed her fear. They want to protect her now, just like she protected them. Commander ZYX grabbed Sarah's arm. His grip was tight. Desperate. We must evacuate you. Must get you to safety. The Alpha will kill you. Will kill all of us. There is no reasoning with it. No calming it. We learned that the hard way. But Sarah looked at the predators around her. Looked at Vexmer. Looked at the Thornback and Shadowclaw and all the others. They were scared too. Scared of this Alpha. But they stayed beside her. Stayed to protect her. She made her decision. No commander. No evacuation. Take me to the Alpha. Everyone stared at her like she was insane. Dr. Kelver stepped forward. Sarah, you do not understand. The Alpha is different. It has been tortured for 15 years. Experimented on. Broken. We destroyed whatever goodness it might have had. It is pure rage now. Pure hatred. Even your gift might not work. Sarah's jaw set firmly. Her eyes showed determination. Then I will try anyway. Because that is what humans do. We do not give up on anyone. Not even those the galaxy has given up on. Take me to the Alpha now. The alarm screamed louder. Somewhere in the station, the Alpha was hunting. And Sarah was about to meet the one creature that might be beyond saving. The final test was coming. Commander ZYX looked at Sarah like she had lost her mind. His 3 eyes showed pure fear and confusion. Around them, guards were already running, evacuating civilians, preparing weapons, getting ready for war. Sarah, you cannot do this. The Alpha is not like the others. It will kill you before you can even speak. Sarah stood firm. Her hands were steady. But inside her heart was beating fast. She was scared. Any sane person would be scared. But she could not run. Not now. Not when a creature needed help. Commander, I have to try. If I do not, who will? You said yourself you cannot stop it with weapons. Your soldiers will die. Civilians will die. Everyone will die. At least let me try my way first. Dr. Kelver stepped beside her. His old hand touched her shoulder gently. Child, you have a brave heart. Too brave, perhaps. But you should know the full truth about the Alpha before you face it. He gestured to the screen again. Press more controls. Images appeared. Dark images. Horrible images. Sarah's hand went to her mouth. The screen showed the Alpha, a massive creature unlike anything Sarah had seen before. 4 meters tall, body covered in thick black armor. 6 arms each ending in blade-like claws. A tail with a spiked end. Head shaped like a dragon but more terrifying. Eyes that glowed pure white. No pupils. Just burning white light. But the worst part was not how it looked. The worst part was what the images showed happening to it. Years of torture. The Alpha chained to a metal table. Scientists cutting into its flesh. Taking samples. Testing its blood. Its bones. Its organs. The creature screaming. Thrashing. Trying to break free. Failing. Other images showed the Alpha in a tiny cage. Barely large enough to hold it. Lights burning into its eyes day and night. Never allowed to sleep. Never allowed to rest. More images. The Alpha being starved. Being frozen. Being burned. Being shocked with electricity over and over. All in the name of science. All to understand how it was so powerful. How it survived everything. Dr. Kelver's voice was heavy with shame. We did this. Our greatest scientists. Our best minds. We thought we were learning. We thought we were advancing knowledge. We were wrong. We were monsters. Sarah's eyes filled with tears. Not from fear now. From anger. From sadness. From rage at what had been done. How long? How long did you torture it? 15 years, Sarah. 15 years of endless pain. Endless suffering. Can you imagine? 15 years without kindness. Without mercy. Without hope. Sarah's fists clenched tight. Her voice came out sharp and fierce. And you wonder why it wants to kill everyone. You wonder why it is pure rage. You created this. You made it into the monster you fear. Commander ZYX looked down at the floor. His shame was visible. Every guard in the room looked away. They all knew. They all knew what their people had done. What they were guilty of. Suddenly the building shook. A massive impact somewhere close. Then another. Then the sound. A roar so deep, so powerful, that it vibrated through the walls. Through the floor. Through their bones. The roar of the Alpha. It is 3 corridors away. Moving fast. Coming toward this section. A guard's voice trembled as he read his scanner. People started backing toward the exits. Panic spread like fire. But Sarah moved forward. Walked toward the door. Toward the danger. Vexmer blocked her path. The Predator looked into her eyes. Trying to tell her something. Trying to say it was too dangerous. That she should run. That she should hide. But Sarah touched Vexmer's face gently. I know you are scared. I am scared too. But that creature out there has suffered enough. Someone has to show it that not all beings are cruel. That has to be me. Vexmer stepped aside slowly. Reluctantly, the other 5 Predators moved to follow Sarah. They would protect her. They would die for her, if needed. Sarah smiled at them sadly. No, you all stay here. The Alpha might hurt you to get to me. I need you safe. The Predators made sounds of protest, but they obeyed. Sarah had that effect. When she asked something, they listened. They trusted her completely. Commander ZYX grabbed his weapon. 20 guards did the same. They formed up around Sarah. If you are going, then we are going with you. We will not let you face it alone. Sarah nodded. She was grateful. Terrified, but grateful. The group moved into the corridor. Moved toward the sound of destruction. Toward the roars. Toward the Alpha. They walked past broken walls. Past torn metal. Past scorch marks and claw marks and blood. The Alpha's path was clear. A trail of rage and pain. They turned a corner and saw it. The Alpha stood 50 meters away. Its back was to them. It was tearing apart a security station, ripping through metal like paper. throwing pieces across the corridor. Its 6 arms moved in a blur. Its white eyes blazed like stars. Its roar shook the air. Sarah stepped forward, took a deep breath, opened her mouth to speak. But Commander ZYX grabbed her arm, pulled her back. Wait, look at it closely, Sarah. Really look. Sarah looked. At first, she only saw the rage, the destruction, the terror, but then she saw more, saw the Alpha's movements. They were not random. They were not mindless. The creature was destroying cameras, communication panels, surveillance equipment. It was eliminating the things that watched it, that recorded it, that had witnessed its torture. And there was something else. The Alpha's body was covered in scars, old wounds that never healed properly, burns, cuts, broken bones that set wrong, places where scales had been torn away. The creature's left arm moved stiffly, damaged, painful, its tail dragged slightly, injured spine perhaps. This was not a monster. This was a victim that became dangerous because of what was done to it. Sarah's fear changed into something else, into determination, into purpose. She pulled her arm free from Commander ZYX, stepped forward into the open, into full view of the Alpha. The creature sensed movement. Its head snapped around. White eyes locked onto Sarah, onto the guards behind her. The Alpha's body went rigid, its 6 arms spread wide, claws extended, mouth open revealing teeth like swords. A roar built in its throat. Everyone behind Sarah raised their weapons, fingers on triggers, ready to fire, ready to try to kill it before it killed them. But Sarah held up her hand. Do not shoot, please. Just give me 1 minute. Commander ZYX wanted to refuse, wanted to order his guards to fire. But something in Sarah's voice made him hesitate, made him trust, made him hope. 1 minute, Sarah. Then we fire. Sarah nodded, took another step forward. The Alpha watched her, its eyes burning, its body tense, ready to attack, ready to kill. But Sarah did something unexpected. She started talking, but not to the Alpha, to the guards behind her. Her voice was loud, clear, meant to be heard. 15 years. 15 years this creature suffered. 15 years of torture, of pain, of experiments, of being treated like an object, like a thing, not a living being with feelings, with thoughts, with a soul. The Alpha's head tilted slightly, listening, surprised that someone was talking about it, about its pain. No one ever acknowledged its pain before. Sarah continued speaking. Her voice grew stronger, more emotional. You took it from its home, from its world. You caged it. You hurt it, day after day, year after year. You never asked what it wanted, what it needed. You only cared about what you could learn, what you could gain. You were the monsters, not it. The Alpha's roar faded. The creature stood still now, still listening, still watching the strange small being who spoke of its suffering, who understood. Behind Sarah, the guards lowered their weapons slightly, uncomfortable, ashamed. Commander ZYX's eyes were fixed on the Alpha, on how it was reacting. It was not attacking. Not yet. Sarah took 3 more steps forward. Now she was only 30 meters away, dangerously close. Close enough that the Alpha could reach her in seconds, could kill her in 1 strike. But she kept talking. I cannot change what they did to you. I cannot take away 15 years of pain. I cannot fix what was broken. But I can tell you this. I am sorry. I am so sorry for what my people did, for what all of us did. You did not deserve any of it. The Alpha's white eyes blinked. Once, twice, like it was trying to understand, trying to process words it never expected to hear. Words like sorry, like regret, like acknowledgement. Sarah's hand reached into her pocket. Every guard tensed. The Alpha's claws raised. But Sarah pulled out her medical kit, the small box she always carried. She held it up so the Alpha could see. You are hurt. I can see your wounds. Old wounds that still cause pain. Let me help. Please. No experiments. No tests. Just medicine. Just care. Just kindness. She took 5 more steps. 25 meters now. The Alpha's body trembled, not from rage, from confusion, from conflict. Part of it wanted to kill, wanted revenge, wanted to hurt those who hurt it. But another part, a small part buried deep, remembered something. Remembered a time before the pain, before the torture, a time when it was not filled with hate. Sarah kept walking. 20 meters, 15 meters, 10 meters. Guards behind her were sweating, praying, preparing to watch her die, but also hoping for a miracle. I know you are angry. I know you want to hurt us. You have every right. But hurting us will not stop your pain, will not heal your wounds, will not give you peace. Let me help. Let me show you that not everyone is cruel, that some of us care, that some of us want to make things right. 5 meters now. Sarah stopped. She was close enough to see the Alpha's scars clearly, close enough to see its damaged eye, the one that was cloudy, blind, destroyed by some experiment, close enough to see its labored breathing, broken ribs perhaps, or damaged lungs. And then Sarah saw something else, something that broke her heart completely. The Alpha's white eyes were not just glowing, they were wet. The creature was crying, silent tears running down its armored face, tears of pain, of rage, of sorrow, of 15 years of suffering with no end. Sarah's own tears started falling. She could not hold them back. She dropped to her knees, placed her medical kit on the floor, held out her empty hands, showing she had no weapons, no tricks, just compassion. Her voice came out as a whisper, but in the silence it carried clearly. I see you. I see your pain. And I am here. I am here to help if you will let me. The Alpha stood frozen. Its 6 arms trembled. Its claws opened and closed. Its mind was at war. Kill or trust. Destroy or hope. Rage or mercy. The creature took 1 step forward, then stopped, took another step, stopped again, fighting itself, fighting 15 years of trauma, fighting the monsters in its memory. Then slowly, very slowly, the Alpha lowered its body, lowered its head, brought its massive face close to Sarah, close enough that she could feel its breath, hot and heavy. Its white eyes stared into hers, searching, looking for lies, looking for tricks, looking for the cruelty it expected. But Sarah's eyes showed only truth, only kindness, only genuine care. The Alpha made a sound, not a roar, something else, a whimper, a sob, the sound of something broken trying not to break further. Sarah reached out slowly. Her hand moved toward the Alpha's face, toward the scars on its cheek. Every guard held their breath. This was the moment, life or death, success or failure. Sarah's fingers touched the Alpha's skin. The creature flinched, its eyes closed tight, expecting pain, expecting electricity, expecting torture. But Sarah's touch was gentle, soft, caring. She traced the scar carefully, then moved to another wound. Her fingers found infected areas, places that hurt, places that never healed. I can help with these. I have medicine, bandages. I can ease your pain. Will you let me? The Alpha opened its eyes, looked at Sarah, really looked at her, saw something it had not seen in 15 years, saw hope, saw a chance, saw an end to the suffering. The creature's body collapsed, just gave out, fell to the floor with a massive crash. Its strength was gone. Its will to fight was gone. It was tired, so tired of being angry, of being in pain, of being alone. Sarah immediately opened her kit, started pulling out supplies, antiseptic, bandages, pain medicine. Her hands moved quickly, professionally. She cleaned wounds, applied salve, wrapped injuries. The Alpha lay still. Let her work. Let her touch. Let her care. Behind them, Commander ZYX lowered his weapon completely. His mouth hung open. Around him, 20 guards stood in shock. Dr. Kelver leaned against the wall, his old legs weak, tears running down his wrinkled face. She did it. By all the stars in the galaxy, she actually did it. Sarah worked for 30 minutes, treating every wound she could reach, talking softly the whole time, telling the Alpha it was safe now, that no one would hurt it again, that she would protect it. The creature listened. Its breathing slowed, its body relaxed, the white glow in its eyes dimmed, not from dying, from peace, from relief. When Sarah finished, she sat back, looked at her work. The Alpha was still scarred, still damaged, still marked by 15 years of torture. But the worst wounds were treated now, the infections cleaned, the pain reduced. It was a start, a beginning. The Alpha lifted its massive head, looked at Sarah with something new in its eyes, something that had been burned away years ago but was growing back now. Gratitude, trust, hope. The creature made a sound, a deep rumbling purr, like Vex made, like the other predators made, the sound of contentment. Then the Alpha did something no one expected. It moved one of its 6 arms, gently, carefully, wrapped it around Sarah, not to hurt, not to crush, to hug, to protect, to say thank you in the only way it knew how. Sarah hugged back. Her small arms barely reached around part of the Alpha's massive body, but she held on tight, let the creature feel connection, feel care, feel love. The Alpha's purr grew louder. Tears still fell from its eyes, but they were different tears now, not tears of pain, tears of relief, of release, of healing beginning. Commander ZYX's communicator buzzed. A message from the medical bay, from the containment areas, from every part of the station. People had been watching through security cameras, had seen everything, had witnessed the impossible. The station was silent now. No more alarms, no more panic, no more fear, just awe, just wonder, just the realization that everything had changed, that humans had shown them a better way, a way without violence, without force, without cruelty. Dr. Kelver's voice broke the silence. The galaxy will never be the same after today. We have witnessed the true power of humans, the power to heal, the power to forgive, the power to love even the most broken among us. This is the day everything changes. And he was right. This was just the beginning of a new era, an era where humans would teach the galaxy what they had forgotten, what they had never known, that kindness was stronger than any weapon, that compassion could defeat any enemy, that love was the most powerful force in the universe. Sarah sat with the Alpha. The creature's head rested in her lap now. Its white eyes were closing, finally able to sleep without fear, without pain, without nightmares. And Sarah sat there protecting it, guarding it, making sure no one would hurt it ever again. The question now was what came next. How would the galaxy react to this? How would everything change? The answers were coming, and they would shake the foundations of every civilization among the stars.